Welcome to another Nirvana Flow All. I am Awilda Rivera and I am your yogi tour guide for today. Today coming into the practice, I thought a lot about what theme I might want to offer. This is a flow class, so we definitely will be moving. Yet I find that there's been a lot of focus on stillness in the last several weeks, and in my life especially. So there's something to be said about what comes from being still, how we're able to find renewal. So even though today we will be moving, I want to invite you to really get still when we enter into a pose, and we might hold the poses a little bit longer than we normally do in this class, just to kind of sit with that and to see how being in that stillness might bring you some renewal. I've been practicing yoga for almost 5 years now, which isn't that long in the greater scheme of yogis. Yet, it's long enough to get to a point where sometimes you might feel like, oh, I'm bored with my practice, or my practice feels stale, or if I do another warrior two back and forward, I'm going to pull my hair out. And what I found is that, again, coming back to a place of stillness allows me to rediscover the poses in a new way, and also reminds me of movements or postures that I haven't done in a really long time, because there's, thousands of yoga poses, yet we only really need a handful. So what I've realized is that when I get that feeling in my practice of feeling like my practice is stale, I just need to come to it for renewal. I need to remember why I'm coming to my mat. And it's not to get a sweat. It's not for the same reason that I would go to a CrossFit or a dance class. It's to reconnect with myself, reconnect with my body. And if I happen to build some cool strength and flexibility along the way, awesome. So let's come to a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like to you today. And taking that intention of renewal, bringing hands face down on the heart. Sitting up tall through the crown, breathing in and out through the nose. Taking a moment to arrive here in your practice, your time to connect with you. And we'll create a little universe for our work to live in by opening our practice with one chant of Om. You can hum it or intone it silently, or just listen, or opt for a deep breath instead if that resonates with you more. Taking a big breath in and out to prepare. Taking a big breath in for Om. Om. Blinking the eyes open. Let's take the hands out beside us and start to roll the shoulders back. Big, wide circles. In order to allow ourselves the opportunity to renew, we have to be open to that. We have to be open to that, and we have to be willing to be in the present. So in our physical body today, we're going to look at side body, which you've come to my classes before, I love side body, but also back bends, opening the heart. And these shoulder rolls are a gentle invitation to a lot of the movements we'll be doing. One more big one, and let the shoulders come down. Lean back, switch the cross of the legs. Let the left hand come down, reach the right hand up, exhale over to the left. Now notice if the shoulder is like scooched up, and try to find some relaxation there. Don't force it down, but Just relax it. Breathe. On your next natural inhale, come up through center. Exhale over to the right. Now, not holding the breath here, letting the breath just move naturally in and out of the nose. Next, inhale up to center. Once more, exhale to the left. Next, natural inhale up through center. Exhale to the right. Come up to center. Interlace your fingers behind you, yogis, and remember which way you've interlaced them. Look up, roll the shoulders back. Exhale and maybe lean forward. And relax the neck. And maybe the arms continue to reach back. But not forcing, really just taking a moment here. And remembering that seated postures are the hardest postures in yoga. Putting the hands next to you once more, extending the feet forward for Dandasana staff pose. Take a big breath in here from the belly. Exhale, look to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, look to the right. And just taking a moment here to move with the breath and warm up the neck muscles, because you might have been slumped over a desk, texting furiously with a hunchback, or perhaps sunken into your couch watching Netflix. Just a thought, maybe. I know I can say check to all three of those boxes. Last time, come to center. Now, cross your ankles and roll over to hands and knees for table pose. Now, at home, make sure you blanket your knees, hands a little bit in front of shoulders for a wider angle on the wrist. Inhale, hammock the belly low. Exhale, arc the spine. And let the movement culminate with the breath. So what I mean by that is that if your inhale stops right here, don't force yourself to go further. And if your exhale stops right there, that's okay. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to neutral. Take the hips out to the left, down and around, brushing back around the heels, over out to the right and center. Give yourself two more like that. One more. Moving with your breath. And pause here. Other direction. Big inhale takes it out back into your feet. Exhale brings it around the front. One more. And exhale, take the knees wide, yogis, and come on back to a child's pose, the pose of surrender. So when we're ready to renew ourselves, we have to let go of the expectations of whatever we were attached to before. Big breath in here. Exhale, walk your torso over to the right, and really keeping the glute glued down without forcing, and stretching from the armpit to the hips, yogis. Inhale back through center. Exhale over to the left. Come on back to center. Curl the toes. Press up and back for your first downward facing dog. And really here, bend the knees. Maybe move the hips. Shake the head, yes. Shake it, no. And breathe. Bend one foot then the other. Again, flowing, but with a sense of renewal. Almost thinking about like water. Really thinking about renewal, flow, water, smooth. Just letting it happen. Bend the knees. Walk the hands to the feet at the front of your mat and forward fold. Take hands into opposite elbows if that feels right, or you can just let them hang. Whatever you're doing, bend the knees a little bit to give your low back a bit of a break. First big forward fold standing of our practice. Release your hands and then you start to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Coming to mountain pose. Really reaching down through the fingertips and taking a moment here to really connect with the essence of this posture: strength, confidence, steadfastness. Breathe here. Extend up through the crown of the head and ground through your feet, yogis. Big breaths in and out. Next, big inhale. Inhale, reach the arms up. Bring the hands together. Bring the feet together. Exhale over to your left. Now, notice you want to go from the ribs here. So up and over like you have a big ball. When you feel like that's it, can't go anymore, let the hips get some, but keep the feet glued down. Inhale up through center. Big breath in. Exhale over to your right. First from the waist. Reaching. And then letting the hips get involved. And for me, this side is not as open, yogis. No. Inhale up the center. Exhale, go back. Keep the arms in front of the ears. Exhale, come forward and down. Forward fold. You're at the top of your mat here. Inhale, half lift and lengthen. Extend through the crown of the head. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms all the way up. 2 more full body sun breaths. Exhale, swan dive it down. Inhale, half lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, swan dive all the way up. Exhale, all the way down. Inhale, half lift and lengthen. Hold it. Exhale, plant your palms, step back, plank pose. I know, you're like, whoa. Puff up between the shoulder blades. Press back between your heels and through your heels. Press the ground away from you. Glue your fingertips down. Bend the knees up and back, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, step or hop in front of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, swan dive, arms all the way up, yogis. Exhale, bring it on down. Half lift, hold it. Make sure you're not losing your breath. Exhale, come on down. Step back, plank pose. Breathe. This time, next exhale, knees come down. Chest and chin come down. Exhale, forehead all the way to the ground. Hands by your side, elbows drawing towards one another. Firm the belly. Inhale, baby cobra. Hover the hands. Exhale, down. Firm the belly. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, down. One last one. From the belly. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, down. Curl the toes. Press up through table and back to down dog. Bend the knees. Step forward or hop forward. Forward fold. Inhale, swan dive, arms all the way up. Exhale, bring the hands through center as you fold all the way back down. Inhale, half lift and lengthen. Exhale, place your hands down. Take your left foot back. Put it down. Hold here. Inhale up. Crescent pose. Breathe. Front knee over ankle. Strong back leg. Exhale, hands down. Walk towards the middle of your mat and pause. Place your left hand down. Inhale, twist to the right. Exhale, place your hand down. Walk on back, facing the back of your mat. Pause, inhale up. Crescent pose. Exhale down. Come on back through to the middle. This time, place the right hand down. Firm the belly. Exhale, twist. And bring it on back. Take a moment and pause. Walk back towards that front leg. Step back, plank pose. Exhale, knees, chest and chin. Take your time, yogis. These are just suggestions. If it takes you a little longer, that's okay. Move with your breath all the way flat to your belly. Roll your shoulders back. Firm your belly, toenails down. Inhale. Start baby cobra. Press into the hands. full cobra. Exhale down. Once more time, abs engaged, inhale, full cobra. Exhale down. Curl the toes, press up and back. Downward facing dog. Bend the knees, step or hop. Forward fold. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Mountain pose and hold. Breathe, close the eyes. Reconnect with the intention of renewal. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, half lift and lengthen. Exhale, frame the feet, step the right foot back. Pause. Inhale up, crescent pose. Exhale, arms together. Excuse me, arms to a T. And twist towards your bent leg. Reach out through your fingertips. Inhale, tip back. Exhale, come on forward. Pause, reach out through your fingertips. Exhale, frame your foot. Walk on through to the middle. Pause. Bring your heels in. Goddess pose. Breathe. If you want to give yourself a little movement here in goddess, feel free to explore that. Come to stillness. Star pose. Reach out, get expansive. Eyeball that right foot. Exhale, come on down. Frame that right foot. You already know where we're going, yogis. Inhale, come on up. Crescent pose. Exhale, arms to a T. This side, twist towards your leg on the exhale. Inhale, tip back. Inhale, come on forward. Put those arms out. Exhale, frame the foot. Step the back foot forward. Forward fold. Bend the knees, roll up or ragdoll. One vertebrae at a time. Making your way up to stand. Bringing your feet all the way together. Reach down through your fingertips. Take a moment and feel your breath. Feel your heart. Notice if you feel like your heart is beating too fast. Allow your breath to return to a stillness, a consistency that is in line with renewal. Bringing feet all the way together. Inhale all the way up to your tippy toes, reaching up, yogis. Exhale, tippy toe chair pose. I'll give you a side view, tippy toe chair pose. Really taking the hips back, gluing the legs together. Exhale, diver's pose, still on your tippy toes here. Exhale, forward fold. One more like that, bend the knees, inhale, reach all the way up. Inhale, tippy toes, hold it. Glue those legs together. Exhale, chair pose. Take those hips back, lift the chest, plug the arms in, or bring the arms here or here. They're just decoration. Exhale, come on up. Diver's pose. Imagine someone's lifting you by the back of your shirt. Exhale on down to forward fold. Bend the knees once more and ragdoll or roll yourself up. If you're not already at the front of your mat, make your way there. Hands on your hips. Lift your right leg like you're standing on a box and draw those hips towards one another. Step back for a warrior one, yogis. So my legs aren't super far back like when I am in a crescent pose, and my hips are square to the front. Okay, so warrior one pose. Bring your arms behind you, and remember how we interlaced them the first time? Interlace them the weird way this time, okay? Roll the shoulders back. Exhale, lean forward towards your leg. Now, if that's too crazy, you can pause here. You can pause here, just roll back. If you want to go all the way, keep the legs engaged. Keep pressing through the bottom of both feet. Try not to let your hips swing wildly out to the left. Keep your left knee in over your inside toes, Bring your hands down. Now, step your back foot forward a little bit like a footprint and start to draw your front leg straight for pyramid pose. Now, we don't want to lock the legs here, yogis. Let me hide this arm. So we want to bend the back leg and draw that front leg into the hip socket without over straightening the leg or locking the joint. All right, and let everything go down. Bend the knees, come on up. Step forward. Reach down through your hands. Now, the left leg stands on a box. Put it behind you, coming for warrior one on the other side. Now, in terms of your feet, okay, might not be able to see totally, but this back foot is pointed to like 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock. It's not at 3 o'clock like in warrior two. All right, so we're here in our warrior one. Engage these legs, find the weird hand. So the opposite of what you just did, roll the shoulders back, engage the belly, and come on, leaning forward. On this side, keep the hips drawing into the center. Draw the legs towards one another, like in from left and right, and forward to back from your feet. Keep that right knee over those toes. Let go of the hands. Step the back foot in a footprint. Start to draw that front leg forward and straight. And remember here, we want to draw that front leg into the hip. Breathe. Bend through the front leg. Come on up to stand. Reach down through your hands here. Take your arms out in front of you. Firm your belly and start to take your hips out and back as much as you can. And come on down to the ground. So, getting a little cosmic abs in, y'all, before we move into the rest of our back bending section, because our abs support our back. So lifting up like someone's drawing you from the front of your chest, your sternum plate is flat part of your chest. Extend your arms out and bring your arms over to the left. Draw your feet in, lift your legs, and start pedaling. So from the front, cosmic abs. Cosmic abs. Come on back to center and other side, cosmic abs. And put it down. Take a second, lift up through your head of your chest. Bring your arms around your shins and let your head come down for a seated child's pose. Take a moment and raise your gaze and come on to a prone position on your belly. Bring elbows under shoulders for Sphinx pose. Really press into your forearms, extend through the back of the neck, glue your toenails down, and breathe. Good work, yogis. Okay, now warming up for some more of our back bends. Let's take our right hand and reach it forward of our shoulder. So shoulders back here, elbows forward. Bend the left leg and reach back for the inside of our foot. Draw the shoulder forward. Keep pressing into the leg. And maybe you put your hand on the top of your foot, drawing that heel to your bum. And keep pressing into that front forearm. Release the foot gently. And bring the forearm down. Once more, return to Sphinx pose. Now take the left forearm forward. And you have to find kind of what's not too far, because then you'll be in a pickle. Bend your right leg, reach back with your right arm, draw the chest forward, and draw the heel towards the bum. And release. Once more, come on back to Sphinx pose. Now take your elbows out the side, place your hands on the tops of the backs of your hands stacked on one another for crocodile pose. Okay. Bring your arms alongside you. Bring your legs all the way together and bring your chin, your nose, or your forehead to the ground. I'll have to adjust the mic for this one. All right. So, hands by your side. Firm your belly. Inhale, lift just the torso up. Firm the abs, press down through the legs. Inhale, see if you can lift up one more place. Reach back through the hands. Firm, breathe. Exhale, bring the torso down and take a breath. You're doing great, yogis. You're doing great. Okay, now place the palm face down, bring the legs together, glue the toenails. Glue the chin down, nose or the forehead. If I didn't have a mic on, I'd do. I'm going to demonstrate the forehead. So I'm going to glue my forehead down, and I'll try to say very loudly to inhale and lift, okay? So forehead down, easier this way, hands down, and then inhale and lift the legs by reaching them out and back. So really lifting those legs out and back like someone's pulling you by the toes towards the back upper corner where the ceiling meets the wall behind you. So it's up and back diagonally. Squeeze the legs towards one another. Exhale, release. Hands back under your forehead. Crocodile pose before we put both together. All right, yogis, the time has come to put it together. Locust pose. So we're going to have the legs glued together. We're going to have our arms glued to our sides. If you want to make this harder for some beautiful reason, you can do it with arms extended. That will make it harder. But if you're like, I need to just see how this goes, put your arms by your side, okay? So chin, hands by the side, legs engaged. Taking a big breath in to firm the belly and lifting up. And keep breathing while you lift, yogis. And every time you inhale, see if you can find a little bit more extension without forcing it. Keeping things engaged as you breathe, reaching back through those toes, gluing the legs towards one another. Exhale, let everything come on back down, yogis. Hands under your forehead. Good work. Come on up to a table pose. And come to hero's pose, sitting on your heels if that is a posture that is available to you today. If it isn't, you can come to Z pose with your arms out. So our next back bend here is going to be camel pose. Camel pose. Now, if you're like, whoa, no, I do not practice camel, you can just hang out in heroes and do seated camels pose, or you can stand up and do standing camels pose, where I direct the hands to the low back. Okay, so whichever option you choose, standing or seated on your heels or full camels pose, when we come to this first spot with the hands here, that's where our seated friends and our standing friends will hang out and stay. And that's as far as y'all will go in those positions, okay? Everyone else who wants to go a little bit further, we're going to come into our Z pose, Draw those arms in for a second, neutralize it. Even though we're going to do a little bit more back bending, let's tuck the toes, okay? Now, if you have a blanket or something under your knees, that would be beneficial here. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Just rolling everything on back. Opening up the chest. Alrighty. All right, so take that left arm up and back. Place the palm of the hand on the low back with the thumb facing out and the hand on the flat of the back, aka, if you want to get sciencey, your sacrum. Right arm up and back, thumb out. Draw the elbows together. From here, inhale, lift the chest, and imagine someone's just pulling you back from the ears. Camel 1 or baby camel. And don't push your butt forward. Lift up with your back. Exhale, come to hero's pose and take a moment, or if that's not available, Z pose, neutralize. Okay, so if you were cool with the hand on the back, or if you're standing or sitting on your heels, that's what you're going to do the second time. If you are curled toes and you feel open, we're going to explore reaching for our heels if that's available to us. So reaching up, placing the palms of the hands on the low back, drawing the elbows together. So firming, I'm actually going to uncurl my toes, and if you feel that's better for you too, you can do that as well. Firming through the legs, firming through the arms, lifting up to the chest, and reaching back with the head. Like someone's pulling from the ears, and maybe reaching for a heel. It's a lot lower when your toes aren't curled. And breathe. Then gently placing one hand on the hip, then another, and either Z pose or hero's pose for a beat. Taking a moment here and just giving the spine a chance to neutralize. So you just did a bunch of back bending. Let's do a little bit of side bending before we forward fold. Okay, giving our back a little bit of a break. So come on to table pose. Take your left toes out to the side and make sure your left toes are lined up the front of your right knee. Come on up to standing on your leg. Take your left arm and either bring it around your waist like you're dancing salsa, or let it reach down your leg. But we want to avoid the knee, and we also don't want to push down on our legs, okay? So if you're going to lap it on your leg, it's just going to kind of be lame hanging out there. Otherwise, if you're like, I'm incapable of doing that, we'll bring it around your waist, okay? So arm picks a place, reach the right arm up, get really tall. Exhale and lean towards the left leg. And this calls to mind a shape we made at the beginning of class. Inhale up to center, and I'll take the right arm down, glue the left toes down, and reach. Now, if you want a little bit more here, yogis, lift this left foot up, toes facing me. And if you're like, but I wanted one more back bend, let me flip around real quick here. You can bend the top leg and reach back. If you can reach your leg, cool. Otherwise, just reaching heel towards hand, letting hand go into ankle, ankle to hand for a back bend of tiger's tail. And come on down, back to center. Place your hands down. Take that left leg and bring it all the way over to the right and squeeze your legs together. Arc your back a little bit. And come on back to center. Now, right leg goes out, toes line up with that knee. Come on up. Whew. Right arm goes around, left arm comes up, and we're reaching. And we're reaching, reaching, reaching. And breathe. Inhale up through center, left arm comes down, right arm reaches. And perhaps on this side, if you want to lift the foot, toes pointing forward. If you would like to reach back for tiger's tail, this is the front view. Gently release and come on back to center. Take that right leg and bring it all the way over to the left. Arc the back, draw the belly in, squeeze the legs together, yogis. You got this. Come on back to center. Bring the legs out in front of you. Once more, fingers down. Dandasana, staff pose. Reaching up through the crown of the head, firming the belly. And scooch onto your butt for a second. Notice what happens when your back meets the ground. Feel the supportive nature of the ground under you and think about how it is assisting in your renewal process. How is this moment right here of stillness amidst all the work and some a little bit still yet to come? How is this facilitating renewal? Just take a moment and be still. Bring your knees over your hips and extend your feet to the sky. Twin legs. Glue the legs together, palms face down. Okay? And breathe. And just take a moment here in this gentle inversion to notice what's happening. Now, as we begin to do a couple of leg raises, remembering to go with our breath. So exhale, start to lower. When you run out of breath, stop. Inhale, start to come all the way back up. Move with your breath. Try to move slow and controlled. It's not about how many. It's about the quality of what you're doing. Two more with your breath. One more. Exhale, knees to chest. Give yourself a squeeze. And maybe rock side to side, yogis. Take your hands on your knees and make little circles on the ceiling. And go the opposite direction with your circles. Come to stillness. Place the sole of your right leg on the ground. Take your hands, interlace them low, or rather high, on your inner thigh, and extend your leg to the ceiling. Now, you might not be able to keep your fingers interlaced and pull apart. That's totally fine. Now, extend, if it feels good, extend the bottom leg, that right leg, as the left leg's up to the ceiling, and keep drawing that right leg into the hip socket. Now bend this left leg. Keep the knee over the hip. Flex the toes on the right foot. Take the left hand out to the side and let this left knee come on over for a reclined twist. And it's okay if the knee does not touch the ground. If you have a block or a bolster or a blanket or a couch cushion at home, you can kind of prop one under there to make this a little bit more restorative. Firm the belly, come on back to center, extend that leg on down, and notice how it feels maybe a little bit longer than the right leg. Firm the belly, draw the legs up together. Exhale that right leg in, bring the hands low on the right leg and extend it up to the ceiling. Breathe here. Extend that left leg on the ground, keep drawing it into the hip. And breathe here. Bend the knee at the right. Bend the right knee right over the right hip. Extend the right arm out to the side and start to come over for a reclined twist on towards the left. And again, you can prop up this knee to make it more restorative. Your fist or pillow. Breathe. Come on back to center. Extend the leg. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. And the legs. Take the right foot, cross it over the left foot. Almost like you're going to make a figure four. Bring the left calf parallel to the ground. Take the hands once more onto the thigh for lower body thread the needle. You can also do this without the hands and make it more active in the legs. Or depending on how open you are, you can even bring hands to the shin. Just make sure this right foot is karate chopping out and flexed. So it's just not like a lip right foot, so we can protect that knee. So ankle is pressing into the knee, knee is pressing into the ankle, and this right ankle is pressing away from the body. And release it down. Okay, keep the legs like they are. Take your arms out to a T, lift your butt, move it a little bit over to the right, and let everything come over to the left, with the sole of the right foot, coming to the ground. You're going to stretch your hip in a different way here. Come on back up through center. Bring your hips to the center. Uncross your leg and take a moment to breathe. Let's do another one of those big inhales with the nose. Big exhales with the mouth. Take the left leg and cross it over the right, making a figure four. Karate chop the left foot out and lift the right shin parallel to the ground. Ooh, this is my cranky hip, y'all. Reach that hand through either for the thigh or the shin, or leave the hands on the ground, making sure the ankle's pressing into knee into, thigh into ankle, and this left knee is pressing away from the body. Whew, breathe. If you want a little bit more, move your legs a little bit towards the right. You should feel it activate in the hip as well. Breathe. Place the sole of the right foot down. Take the arms out to a T. Lift the hips, move them a little bit over to the left. Let everything roll to the right. Placing the sole of the left foot on the ground and getting a real twist in that low body. If this feels too intense, you can just stack your legs on top of each other. Firm the belly, come on back to center. uncross the legs. So, last thing we're going to do, you have an option here, yogis. We are going to do a traditional bridge, and then we are going to veer off into one leg bridge territory. So, we'll start with traditional, and if you're like, that is where I'm home and comfortable, you'll do all three traditional. So, stepping your heels into your bum, reaching your fingers to find them, rolling your shoulder blades under your back, eyes glued straight up, not looking left or right. Natural curvature on the back of the spine from the belly. Inhale, lift the pelvis. Breathe. Maybe reach the hands under your back. Release and come on down. You know what, yogis? We're actually just going to do all three regular. Forget what I said about one-legged bridges, okay? Take a moment here to breathe. Set yourself up for your second bridge. And inhale and lift. And again, if you have a block or a bolster at home, you can slide that under there and get a supported bridge in. Breathe. And over several breaths, come on back down. All right. Last one, yogis. You're doing beautifully. Firm the belly and press on up. And release, let it down. All right, yogis. Whew, you did it. Step your feet mat distance and let your knees fall in on one another and just rest your hands on your belly for a moment. Big breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. 2 more like that. Last one. Okay. Heel toe your feet towards one another. And for the last time, gently bring your knees in and give yourself a little squeeze. Take a big breath in and out and make your way towards Shavasana. Sliding your way into final resting pose. Bring your attention to your breath. Allowing the inhales to find any tension that remains in the body. And the exhales to whisk it away. Toes and feet relax. Ankles relax. Shins and calves relax. Knees relax. Thighs relax. Hips relax. Pelvis relax. Fingers and palms relax. Wrists relax. Forearms relax. Elbows and upper arms, relax. Shoulders, relax. Belly, relax. Heart, relax. Back, relax. Throat, relax. Jaw, relax. Tongue off roof of mouth. Eyes, relax. Face, relax. Enjoy your rest. Brain, relax. Start to deepen your breath, gradually returning to the present moment. Perhaps first noticing the air on your limbs or on your face, and maybe wiggling your fingers and your toes. Perhaps then rolling wrists and ankles. Maybe even taking a moment to just gently look left and right. Then stretching your arms above your head on the ground and taking the longest stretch of your whole practice. Taking a big breath in, letting it all out. Then rolling onto your right side and curling up like a little ball. Drawing your knees into your chest and taking one moment to once more, and for the last time of this practice, think about the idea of renewal and its relationship with stillness. Think about how you allowed yourself to be still in various postures today. You gave yourself permission to find renewal in things that might have been a little challenging and a little bit surprising. So while you're here on the ground, curled up on your right side, give yourself a message of loving kindness, appreciation, acceptance, and gratitude. And press yourself up to a seat. We'll bring our hands to heart center. And we will close our practice today with 3 chants of Om. Om is the Bija mantra or the seed sound of oneness. It also, as I said at the beginning of class, and as my teacher was kind enough to share with me, creates a little universe for our ideas and our practice to live in. So the work that we just did with renewal and stillness will create another little universe to take it off our mat and into this world where we certainly need it. Taking a big breath in and out to prepare for our 3 ohms. Breathe in for our first ohm. Om. Big breath in for our second ohm. Om. Big breath in for our last ohm. Om. Bow your head to your heart. It has been an absolute honor and pleasure to share this practice with you. The light in me bows to and acknowledges the light in each one of you. Om Shanti. Namaste.